Welcome back, everyone. It's Wednesday, September 13th. Appreciate you joining the NYU Grad Daily Podcast. We have a lot to cover today. The CPI numbers came out, and there's a lot of data to be discussed, so let's jump right in. When you take a look at the breadth numbers today, it's not going to tell the whole story, and I'll go into context in a little bit. But for new highs, we had 95. And new lows, we had a whopping 308. Okay, so that's almost 4x ratio here. It was under the covers of the macro mega caps. It was a pretty red day, but it was kind of masked by the Magnificent Seven, or I should say six, because Apple is still under pressure. But the Dow opened up green and sold off right in the afternoon toward the close. It closed down 70 points. The NASDAQ closed up 39 points. The S&P closed up 5 points. So it tried to do a stick save at the end of the day. But I would say, and I'll go through the context right now. So advanced declines was also weighing more to the declining. There were 36% advancing versus 5,000. 36% advancing and 58% declining. And right now there's 71% of shares that are below the 50-day moving average across NYSE, the NASDAQ, and the MX. When you take a look at some of the sectors today, and how we closed, it was a mixed bag. So what led today was utilities and consumer cyclical and communication services. What led to the downside was real estate, energy, and industrials. Technology was kind of a nothing burger, but that's with a lot of the Magnificent Seven in the green. So there's some things that we need to discuss today. So I have been posting on Substack notes during the intraday hours, and I'll kind of cover that. So around 10:23 a.m. today Eastern Time, we were still fighting on Wednesday this I would say head and shoulder-ish type of pattern with a diagonal horizontal line, and we're continually testing it, and I'll post a chart image in the show notes, and we are probably going to break it soon is my summation of it. After lunch, I kind of looked at breadth around 1:30, and it didn't look good. In the afternoon after lunch, we had 86 new highs and 238 new lows. So a lot of shares were being sold under the radar. At that time, the Dow was green, the ES was green, the NQ was green, pretty strong too. At which time, Nvidia was up 2%, Tesla was up 2%, Amazon was up 2.3%, Google was up almost 1%, Microsoft up 1.5%, Meta up 1.5%, but Apple was at that time down 0.5%. And when you take a look at the breadth volume up down, it was very weak. Either way, it wasn't really bullish or bearish, but it was just kind of hanging out. So nothing was really happening. Volume was indecisive. And then kind of looking at the close, literally I went to the gym because it just seemed like it was just the Magnificent Six that were keeping up the markets. I had pretty much enough of it, so I went downstairs in my building to go to work out around 2:45, and then as soon as I hit the treadmill, I checked, and it showed that there was quite a big sell-off right around 3 o'clock. So into the close, prices tried to recover a little bit, and that's kind of the complexion of the day. So that's kind of the trees, right? But I want to zoom out a little bit and talk a little bit about the forest. So I'm going to go real quickly over the good and the bad. And I'm going to cover the good first because it's actually a short list. So right now, taking a look at it on the broader side, we're still just stuck like 3 to 3.5% below the year's high on the SPY and the QQQ. So that's the good, right? So we're only down 3 to 3.5% from all-time highs. The bad is pretty lengthy, right? So let's see what's stuck out. You have